welcome back to Robotics Notes. Last time, we've been waiting for the plot to kick in, and it has kicked in with the force of a nuclear bomb. Oh my god, they finally met Misa-nee, only for her to go on a literal, actual rampage. Oh god. Ah, Jesus Christ. She got in the spider robot, started murdering people, destroyed Model 2. Like, nothing's working except Iruo, which is like painting a false destroyed world. And if that's not enough, some goddamn gigalomaniac like deluded up a gigantic tower in the middle of Odaiba. Oh my god. I gotta say, I don't know what they're gonna do about this. Like, unlike the other science adventure protagonists, Kaito and Aki don't really have much aside from the robot and Kaito's bullet time thing, but which is very limited in use. I don't see how that's gonna get him out of this. Like, what can they actually do? But it appears that right now, hello Light Arimura, hello Mirage and Bleed, welcome to the stream. It appears that Kaito is going to talk to the guy who seemed like he was super evil, but it looks like he might be a red herring. I don't know what's going on. Kimijima might be alive and the true final boss. Craziness is happening in the story. Let's see. Don't move. The gun I'm pointing at Sawada is trembling pathetically. I'm normally calm and collected when I play ranked kill ballad, but this is a completely different story. Hello Nato, welcome to the stream. Hello Mad Scientist Cinemovich, welcome to the stream. Oh, that's right, let me explain that. I'm putting Tales of Graces on hiatus, and Robotics Notes is gonna have 3 episodes per week until it ends, and it'll then be so 3 Robotics Notes, 1 Hinterberg, until Robotics Notes ends, and which then it'll be 2 Hinterberg and 2 Deltarune until one of those ends. So because I'm going to replay Deltarune chapters 1 and 2 on stream to prepare for 3 and 4. And I put Graces on hiatus because I didn't think that many people were watching this part of it. So yeah, Science Adventure fans, you're getting a treat for the next couple of weeks. Probably be about 2 more weeks at this rate. Anyway, let's get back to the story. The sensation of the gun in my hands. Its weight. It looks just like a toy. But in reality, it's extremely thick and feels very heavy. Yeah, guns are super heavy, I've been told. Shit, with openings like this, I'm practically asking to get killed. Just thinking that is enough to make me feel anxious. Kimika. It's you. Sawada stays flat against the wall, making no attempt to move. Even with a gun pointed at him, he doesn't try to run away. Looks like you're hurt. His left leg is soaked in blood. The blood spread throughout his suit, darkening it. Thanks to Senomiya's lovely display. You do not need to point that thing at me. You could have fooled us. You could have fooled us. You didn't even bother explaining jack shit, didn't you? I never had any intention of harming you from the beginning. I gotta wonder now, are the Kimijima reports bullshit? Because if they are, I would love that plot point. Like, if they're half-truths, rather. Like, in an attempt to mislead us. Because I would love that plot point, seriously. I think that would elevate the story for me greatly. Because I really love that idea.
I slowly lower the gun. As I go to put it back in my pocket.
Hello, Liz, welcome to the stream.
Put the safety on. I imagine you want to avoid any accidental discharges. The safety? Look at the gun and find something that resembles a switch. I don't know if it's the safety or not. I rarely look at Sawada. He gently nods, so I flip the switch to on and stuff the gun back in my pocket. The ambulances aren't coming, so we can't treat your wounds. Sorry.
Can you please explain everything?
Do not worry about me. I performed emergency treatment myself. I have stopped the bleeding for the time being.
Hello, CW Glazer and hello, Mirage. Welcome to the stream.
Despite being injured, Sawada is oddly calm. Man, this guy has no weaknesses at all. Except his leg. That's kind of frustrating, but I'll deal with it. I glance at devices on the floor nearby.
Computer stuff. Looks like a hard drive or something. Yeah, that's true, mad scientist. He looks badass if he's evil or not. Because I have to wonder, what if Kimijima flipped the script on us and Exoskeleton Company were actually good guys? And he was trying to slander them for and working against the Council of 300 while he was actually the one working for the Council. There are words on there. N4. Noah 4? Oh my god. What happened to Noah 3? Wait. Oh my god.
As far as I can tell, they're metal boxes. It's about the size of a bulky dictionary. The letters N4 are written on the surfaces. There are 4 of them strewn about, 3 of which have been violently disassembled with their circuit boards and various cords yanked out. What are these?
Oh my god! Did they mass produce the Noah device? Jesus Louises Creases. That is not good. But that's also super cool for the future of the franchise. If we could have gigalomaniacs fighting against artificial ones sent by the council. Like, oh my god. All kinds of crazy ass superpowered people fighting.
Silent weapons. You could say that they are the source of that magic.
So it was probably a Noah device that deluded up the big tower. So we gotta smash it, but if it's anything like Noah 2, then it's gonna be really hard to destroy. Unless they didn't build the same security that Nerose built into his, where it can he's the only one that can touch it. A robot. They would use a robot to kill it. Ooh, I wonder.
You could say that they are the source of that magic. What do you mean?
How did he know that?
You live on Tanegashima, correct? In addition, you are the one who found the Kimijima reports and spread them across the world.
それならわかるはずだな。
You should understand what I mean. I gulp involuntarily.
なんで俺が拡散したって知ってるわけ？
How did you know it was me?
ネット上でもまだ特定されてないはずなのに。
Did Misa-nee tell him?
Even online, nobody figured I was me.
君についてはロボワンで初めて見た時からずっと監視をつけていた。
What?
I've been monitoring you ever since I first saw you at Robo 1.
何のために？
Why would you do that?
Because of his power.
被験者の追加調査といったところだ。
I suppose you could say I was doing a follow-up investigation on the test subjects. I don't follow what he's saying at all. But despite my own confusion, I can't let those words slip by unnoticed.
俺が被験者だっていうの？
Are you saying I'm a test subject?
あんた俺に何を？
What the hell did you do to me?
私は何もしていない。何もな。
I have done nothing to you. Nothing at all.
So it wasn't his test.
じゃあ
Then,
電磁波照射だ。
electromagnetic irradiation.
は？
Huh?
君は電磁波照射実験に巻き込まれたことがあり、そのことを言っている。
You were involved in an experiment involving electromagnetic irradiation. That is what I'm saying. An electromagnetic irradiation experiment? It suddenly hits me. In my 18 years of life, there's only one event that could fit that description.
アネモネ号。
The MF Anemone!
その時に使われたものと同じだ。そこに転がっている装置はな。
The devices scattered across the floor are the same as the ones that were employed back then.
この会場内にいくつも仕掛けられていた。
There were several of them placed around the inside of the venue.
おそらくここだけではない。お台場のあちこちに密かに設置されているんだろう。
The devices are likely not restricted to this location alone. I heavily suspect that there are more hidden all across Odaiba.
Oh. We're going on like a scavenger hunt to find them. They're causing the big delusion.
待った、ちょっと待った。
Wait! Slow down!
何いきなりさらっとすごいこと暴露しちゃってるわけ？
You're just dropping bombshell after bombshell like they're nothing, and you expect me to keep up?
電磁波照射実験ってなんだよ。それで何が起きるんだよ。お台場にいっぱいあるって何がどうなって。
What do you mean an electromagnetic irradiation experiment? What the hell is happening right now? What would hiding them in Odaiba?
魔法だよ。
It is magic.
君は見ていないのか？海から生えたあの巨大な塔。
Did you not see it? That gigantic spire sprouting out from the sea.
グランドオベリスクのこ
You mean the Grand Obelisk?
と。お台場にいる人間は全員あれを肉眼で視認しているが。
Every person in Odaiba can see it with their own two eyes.
惑わされるな。あれは幻影だ。肉眼で見える AR のようなものだ。
But do not be fooled. It is merely an illusion. It is simply augmented reality for the naked eye.
How is that possible?
な、
What?
むしろそう思わなかったことが不思議だな、私は。
I am actually quite surprised you didn't consider that until now.
あの規模の建物をほんの数時間で建てたとでも。
Do you really think a structure of that scale could be constructed in a matter of hours? It's like he could read my mind. You know, I definitely had my doubts. I didn't entertain them. I didn't even try to.
だけど、
みんながみんな同じ幻覚を見てるなんてありえるわけ。
Yeah, it's non-real. It's not real booted. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But is it really possible for everyone to see the same illusion simultaneously?
そのための装置だ。
This device is capable of that.
Sawada shifted his gaze to the boxes on the floor.
電磁波を照射して集団に幻覚を見せる装置。
Devices that emit electromagnetic waves in order to show illusions to the masses. Something like that was written in the Kimijima reports. He said that the Tavistock Institute was doing research into that kind of technology.
でもアネモネ号じゃ俺は幻覚なんて見てない。それどころか変な発作の後遺症ができただけだ。
But I didn't see any illusions on the MF anemone. In fact, all it did was leave me with those weird seizures.
10年前その装置のデータは一度失われたと聞いている。
I have heard previously that the data on those devices was lost 10 years ago
渋谷地震の時に
during the Shibuya earthquake.
Damn, connecting everything.
The Shibuya earthquake.
故にアネモネ号の時は未完成状態で実験をしていた可能性が高い。
Therefore, it is entirely possible that the experiment on the MF anemone utilized an incomplete version of the technology.
俺やアキちゃんは人体実験の実験台にされたってことかよ。
Are you telling me that Aki-chan and I were human test subjects?
最初からそう言っている。
That is what I've been saying since the beginning.
あんたが
And it was you that...
勘違いするな。その実験を行ったのは私ではないとすでに言った。
Do not misunderstand. I've already told you that I did not carry out the experiment.
I hold back the urge to shout at him.
あんたは300人委員会の人間じゃないの。
You're not from the Committee of 300?
私のことをどこまで知っている？
How much do you know about me?
Wait, answer my question with another question.
あんたの父親が旅ストックの特別顧問だってことぐらい。
Just that your father works as a special advisor for Tavistock.
そうか。
I see.
Sawada laughed to himself, perhaps at himself before returning to his piercing gaze. Then, without answering my question,
Hidden hand.
What the hell? What the hell is going on? What is he activating?
his whisper sends a chill down my spine. That word
神
again!
の見えざる手。
The invisible hand of God.
そしてカゴメカゴ
And Kagome Kagome.
メ。どちらもイルミナティに関係したキーワードが気づいていたか。
Both are keywords related to the Illuminati. Had you taken notice?
イルミナティ。
Illuminati?
200年以上も前に存在していた秘密結社にして
It is a secret society that has existed for well over 200 years.
300人委員会の元にある者たちだよ。
One that operates beneath the Committee of 300.
Are you serious?
カゴメカゴメはダビデの星を暗喩すると言われている。
It is said that Kagome Kagome is a metaphor for the Star of David.
いや、だってカゴメカゴメって日本の童謡だよ。
Wait, but Kagome Kagome is just a kid's song, isn't it?
200年以上も前と言ったぞ。
I believe I already told you. They have existed for well over 200 years.
300人委員会もイルミナティもその設立は1700年代だ。
Both the Committee of 300 and the Illuminati were established in the 1700s.
日本は当時まだ江戸時代中期だよ。
Japan was still in the middle of the Edo period at the time.
見えざる支配者たちならば、当時黄金鏡と言われたこの極東の地にも、その触手を伸ばしていたとして何ら不思議はないだろう。
There it is. There it is. There you have it. Always gotta have some kind of Umineko reference.
It would not be strange for those invisible rulers to have extended their tentacles into the Far East. Into the Golden Land, so to speak.
じゃあ一斉にみんなのポケコンでカゴメが鳴り出すの300人委員会の仕業ってわけ。
Well, I thought that was obvious, Kaito.
Then, is it the Committee 300 that's sending Kagome to everyone's Pokecoms?
実験開始の合図というのが今のところの私の予想だ。
Presently, I believe that is their method of signaling to begin experimentation.
実験
Experimentation. More experiments.
私たちは今地球規模で捏造された現実を見せられている。
We are witnessing the display of a fabricated reality on a global scale.
プロパガンダと言い換えることもできる。より強力な洗脳どころか現実をもねじ曲げるレベルのものだが。
Propaganda. No, let me rephrase. It is something far more powerful than that. Brainwashing. A whole new level of augmented reality.
今この瞬間、ありとあらゆるプロパガンダがリアルタイムで起きている。
At this ver-
人々の現実はねじ曲げられる。
At this very moment, all matter of propaganda are being implemented in real time. The reality of the common people is being distorted.
Kagome played like 1 to 2 months before Chaos Child. Ooh.
情報操作による人為的パラダイムシフト。
An artificial paradigm shift attributed to the manipulation of information.
これまでの実験はすべてこの日のためにあったと言ってもいい。
One could say all previous experiments up until this point were held for this very day.
Damn.
プロジェクトアトムの絶頂だ。
This is the harbinger of Project Atum.
Project Atum.
情報を操作したからってどうなるわけ？
What is manipulating information supposed to accomplish?
お台場が崩壊したなんて情報は1日もすればすぐに嘘だって判明して世界中に拡散されるよ。
Not if it's real booted.
The news that Odaiba collapsed will be exposed for the lie that it is within the day. Then what?
こんなことで何十億人も虐殺できるとは思えない。
Something like this can't get billions of people killed.
この数時間の世界規模の混乱は何が原因で引き起こされたものかわかるか？
Are you aware of what brought about the global chaos that had been occurring over the past several hours?
Sawada immediately changes the subject.
太陽嵐でしょ。これまでで最大規模なんだ。15年クラッシュの時より強力だから電子機器も使えなくなってそれで混乱を。
A solar storm, right? The biggest one we've seen yet, even stronger than the crash of 15. Because of it, electronic devices can't be used in the chaos.
太陽嵐など来ていない。
There has been no solar storm.
Oh, holy shit. Was the Aurora Borealis all a delusion driver? What the fuck?
は
Huh?
Oh my god. Oh, hold on 1 second, you guys. This is absolutely insane. Insane!
What is he trying to say?
The Kimijima reports were part of the plan.
だって NASA がデータを公表してたよ。マスコミだってそう報道を。
But NASA publicized the data, and the media reported on it.
NASA は設立当初から300人委員会の傘下
NASA has been under the Committee of 300's thumb ever since its creation.
マスコミについても論外だな。彼らこそ情報操作の先兵ではないか。
The mass media is also no exception. They are the vanguard of information manipulation.
太陽嵐はまだ来てない。
There hasn't been a storm?
だが今や世界中は太陽嵐の到来という誤情報により狂乱状態だ。
No. Yet the world has fallen into chaos over this false information.
これこそがプロパガンダのもたらした捏造された現実だよ。
So they caused these outages on purpose and blamed it on a solar storm? Why? What really caused the outages, and why did they have to have the outages at all? Like, did they want to have all that chaos and blame it on something?
This is the fabricated reality propaganda has brought.
君も今まさにそれを体験しているではないか。
You too are experiencing it this very moment.
巨大な柱から放たれた光、虹色に輝いた空、お台場が崩壊したと騒ぎ立てているマスコミ。
A giant pillar emitting light, the sky erupting into a vast sea of rainbow. The media panicking over Odaiba's collapse.
にもかかわらず、我々はこうしてここで普通に話している。ポケゴンも普通に使うことができる。
And yet here we are, having a perfectly normal conversation. Pokecoms also function as normal.
捏造された現実。
Fabricated reality.
お台場が崩壊したなど普通は誰も信じない。
Normally, nobody would ever believe that Odaiba had collapsed.
だがポケコンとイルオの普及がそのいかにも嘘くさい情報操作をあっさりと世界中に信じ込ませた。
But thanks to the spread of Pokecoms and Iruo, the entire world easily brought into this false narrative.
イルオは今や世界の人々にとって現実よりもリアルだからな。
This was also talked about in Chaos Child. In the very beginning, this was what Mio was talking about. This kind of thing. I see how thematically Chaos Child follows this. I now see like more of a thematic connection, even though chronologically this takes place after. I see it like how thematically Chaos Child would follow this. Yeah. Very interesting.
To the people of the world, Iruo is now more real than reality itself.
そこに崩壊したお台場の画像がアップロードされれば、イルオユーザーのおよそ半分が信じたとしても。
Are they planning to real boot it if everyone believes? Then maybe we can use that against them. Maybe we can real boot Gun Barrel or something. I don't know. Is that what this is leading to? Because that would be so epic.
If images of a collapsed Odaiba are uploaded to Iruo, even if only half of users believe what they see,
Like, I could see an amazing climax to the story being like Kaito piloting a real booted gun barrel using the KB controls for real. Like, that would be absolutely fucking incredible. Seriously. Like, that would be an awesome ending to the story, I think.
それだけで10億人超だ。
That alone is over 1 billion people.
その数の人間が信じれば現実は揺らぐ。人
Yeah,
が相互に持つ情報などそれだけ曖昧ということだ。
they're going to real boot the apocalypse due to misinformation. Wow. Oh my god. Using the NOAA devices. Oh shit fuck. Wow.
If that many people truly believe something, reality becomes unstable. That is how ill-defined concepts like common knowledge are.
捏造された情報は簡単に現実と取って変わることができる。
Fabricated information can easily take the place of reality.
人間の歴史を見てみると、歴史は常に勝者が作ってきた。それが今も変わらず行われているという、それだけのことだ。
Simply observe the history of mankind. History has always been written by the victors. That applies and extends to this very day.
ポケコンやイルオまで陰謀に組み込まれてるって言いたそうだけど。
It's Kimijima Ko. Kimijima Ko is actually working for the oh my god. We had to freaking do a phoenix right and turn or a battler and flip the chessboard and everything. Oh my god. Kimijima Ko is working for the Committee of 300. It was a double bluff. The Kimijima reports are a double bluff. Oh my god. But what does Irie have to do with anything?
You make it sound like Pokecom and Nerua are involved in the whole conspiracy.
そんなのいくらなんでも飛躍しすぎでしょ。
That seems like one hell of a reach. If you go that far, you might as well say every product in the world is part of some master plan.
じゃあ、ロボットブームもそういうプロパガンダなわけ。
Alright then, is the robot boom also part of this propaganda?
そう
That is correct.
I was being facetious, but Sawada replies quickly without the hint of a smile.
だ。頑張れるというアニメのヒットも、それに続くロボットブームも不自然だとは思わなかったか。
Did you not find it unnatural how the Converal anime became such a worldwide hit? How it brought with it the subsequent robot boom?
ロボットアニメなどこれまで無数に作られてきた。それらと比べて頑張れるがあそこまで爆発的なヒットを飛ばした理由は何だ。
There have been countless mecha anime produced over the years. Why would this one in particular become such an explosive hit, reaching heights far beyond its competitors?
It's trying to say that this was propaganda too?
World domination plan. Let's make a really good anime.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could just call that good advertising, right?
ロボットブームは頑張れるよりさらに不自然さが際立っている。
The robot boom stands out as the far more unnatural occurrence between the two.
二足歩行ロボットは所詮日本でだけ培われてきた文化に過ぎない。
Reason being that bipedal robots are a selection of culture that was cultivated in and does not extend beyond Japan.
世界的にはニッチな研究分野なのだ。軍事への転用を最優先にしたアメリカなどは二足歩行ではなく四足歩行や六足歩行を選択した。
It is a niche field of research in the rest of the world. If you examine other countries such as America, you will find that they chose to prioritize 4- and 6-legged robots.
But why did they want two-legged robots specifically?
ロマンだけで企業が動くことはない。にもかかわらず、この数年で二足歩行ロボットを研究する企業が爆発的に増えた。
Companies do not operate for the sake of romanticism. Despite this, the number of bipedal research firms has exploded in recent years.
裏で委員会が動いたと見るのが妥当だろう。莫大な金が動いた形跡もある。
It is reasonable to assume the committee was at work behind the scenes. There are traces of vast sums of money being moved around.
300人委員会がロボットを推す理由
Yeah. But why bipedal robots specifically? Like,
Why would the Committee of 300 push for robot development?
プロジェクトマルスの実現だよ。
To make Project Mars a reality.
Project Mars? That's the first we've heard of that.
プロジェクトアトム成功後、10億まで減った人類社会を維持するための二足歩行ロボットの技術向上といったところか。
Upon Project Atum's completion, the population would be culled to 1 billion. The technological advancement of bipedal robots will allow maintenance of human society.
いずれにせよ、奴らの目的はただ一つ。プロジェクトアトムの完成だ。
At any rate, the committee's ultimate goal is the completion of Project Atum.
その X デーは今日から数日の間だろう。
X Day is soon approaching.
この数日で50億人が死ぬか死なないか、その命運が決まる。
The fate of 5 billion people will be determined in the days to come.
Hidaka Hiromu? Who the fuck is that? The wind is more humid than usual. Sky is overcast with dark clouds. I guess some rando who's gonna witness something. Looks like it's gonna rain. Expecting that, I click my tongue. If it was gonna rain, I shouldn't have come out on the boat in the first place. I don't normally go out to sea at this hour. Oh, that's Subaru's dad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah. Yep, thank you. I forgot Subaru's last name. Yeah.
I go fishing well before sunrise, and I'm back in the harbour before noon. That's why I'm always at home in the afternoon or out drinking with friends. It's been the rhythm of my life ever since I became a fisherman 20 years ago. I didn't often break that rhythm to go out to sea in the middle of the afternoon. I chose this time in particular to be out here because no matter what I do, I always get emotional when I'm home with my son. I plan to go home after aimlessly fishing off the coast for about 2 hours. I've been doing this about 3 times a week lately. A month ago, my son had an accident while working on a giant robot. He's still getting treatment for his legs. He's undergoing rehab at the hospital. They still don't know if he'll ever walk normally again without crutches. I forbade him, not once, but twice, from working on robots. When I heard he still hadn't learned his lesson, I considered disowning him.
Oh god, wow. Are you serious? What the hell, dude? That's horrible. That is a shitty reason for that. What the fuck? Dude. That's a really shitty reason. Oh, thanks, Bleed. It's a slight modification of the Heathcliff voice.
There's that saying, right? 3 strikes and you're out. He was injured as a consequence of his own actions. He has no respect for his father. He went sneaking around behind my back not once, but twice. I trusted him and tried my best not to step on his toes after forbidding him from such things last summer. He came back and made me look like a damn fool. In the end, not only was he badly injured, he even caused trouble for others.
How did he cause trouble?
Not only that, but one wrong move and he could have died. I'm his father. It makes sense that I wouldn't just let him do as he pleases.
Why, robots, of all things. Almost unconsciously, I muttered to myself. I'm surprised by my own words. Why, robots, of all things. Am I lamenting my son's interests? Or am I questioning myself about why I'm so prejudiced against robots?
まったくなんでロボットなんだろうな。
Damn it. Why robots? Of all things. Maybe I'm just stubborn. Never cared about robots to begin with. And my son got into them and refused to listen to me anymore. I couldn't let it stand.
I think it's not really robots. It's just more about not wanting to do what he wanted.
The hanging fishing line hasn't moved for nearly an hour. Unlike when I usually go fishing, I haven't managed to catch anything decent. Never had much interest in England, so you could say I'm unaccustomed to it. I don't care about catching anything, quite frankly. Lately, my son does nothing but go back and forth between his room and the hospital. He remains quiet during meals. He keeps his emotions below the surface. Even if I've raised my voice at him, he just sits there completely still, quietly hanging his head.
He's terrified of you, dude. He's terrified of you.
It's as though he's lost all passion for living. Like he's just going through the motions. I never thought he'd be so stubborn over giving up his interest in robots.
俺のやり方は間違っていたのかな。
Did I go wrong somewhere? I do my best to convince myself otherwise, and dispel the thought. When I sigh, a cold droplet of water collides with my cheek. It's starting to rain. Time to head back. Pull up my fishing line and get ready to withdraw. It's then that I happen to see something in the corner of my eye. Something's flying in the air. Is it a bird? This far off the coast? Raising my head, puzzled.
It's gotta be a plane, right?
Only to doubt my own eyes.
What?
There! Robots! Countless black humanoid robots cover the sky.
なんだありゃ。
What the hell is this? Where did they come from? There wasn't a single trace of them a moment ago.
They're fucking real booted them. Or rather delusioned up them.
All I can do is gulp as I gaze up at the bizarre sight. The end of the world. The thought runs across my mind.
プロジェクトアトムの最終目的は太陽に干渉して人為的に太陽嵐を起こすことだ。
The ultimate goal of Project Atum is to interfere with the sun's activity and cause an artificial solar flare.
その方法は君島レポートに詳しく書いてある。当然君なら知っているだろう。
The method is written in detail in the Kimijima reports. Of course, you would know that.
太陽嵐が運んできた太陽の大気とプラズマは超高速のジェット噴流として地球の磁気圏と衝突する。
Gases and plasma carried from the sun by a solar storm form an ultra-high-speed jet stream, which collides with the Earth's magnetosphere.
それによって生じる可能性があるのが磁気再結合現象、磁気圏サブストームと呼ばれる現象だ。
This can potentially cause a magnetic realignment phenomenon called a magnetospheric substorm.
その地球磁気圏サブストームを人為的に起こす。
The substorm is what they are aiming to produce artificially.
He's right. That was what was written in the reports.
それは太陽嵐の日ではない。極端な例えをするなら、地球が太陽フレアで直接炙られるようなものだと考えればいい。
Its magnitude cannot even be compared to a solar storm. As an extreme example, you can think of it like the Earth getting directly scorched by a solar flare.
だが、その具体的方法については、君島レポートでは意図的に避けられていた。
I remember the CG being used in Chaos Child. Yeah, I remember it. I remember it.
However, the specific process for making one happen was intentionally left out of the Kimijima reports.
Intentionally.
君島公はその具体的方法を知らなかったんじゃないの？
Maybe Kimijima-ko just didn't know the specifics.
No.
I fucking knew it. Yeah. He was actually working for the Committee of 300. He was just telling a bunch of half-truths.
Sawada lets out a small sigh. It's like he's tired of dealing with someone who doesn't understand his lecture. What does he expect from a rural high school student?
今から4ヶ月前、セルンからとあるものが何者かの手で盗み
Oh,
出された。
CERN.
4 months ago, a certain item was stolen from CERN.
セルン？
CERN? What the hell is that?
ヨーロッパ原子核共同研究機関、スイスとフランスの国境にある世界最先端の素粒子物理学研究施設だが、
The European Organization for Nuclear Research, located on the border of Switzerland and France.
盗まれたのは極秘裏に開発されていた兵器。
It is possible that the stolen item was a weapon developed in absolute secrecy.
But I don't know, why the hell did Misa-nee not do her whole plan? Like in the bad ending.
BHB ブラックホール爆弾の可能性がある。
A BHP, a black hole bomb.
What the fuck? That's insane.
Holy, that sounds incredibly dangerous from the name alone.
そのセルンって爆弾を作るような施設なの？
Is this CERN place a facility for building bombs?
違う。だが設立当初からきな臭い噂はあった。
Wait, stolen from CERN? So, but isn't CERN from the the committee's own people? So it's no. What's going on?
No, but there have been suspicious rumors surrounding it ever since its establishment.
300人委員会が裏で直接運営しているという情報。
Yeah.
私の仲間がもたらしてくれたものだ。かつてはタイムマシンも作ろうとしていたらしい。
I received info from my acquaintances that it is directly operated by the committee. It seems they even tried to build a time machine at one point in time.
A time machine? Who would want to hear that story?
Absolutely nobody.
Time machine? Come on, this isn't some novel.
で、その BHB だが、一度爆発すれば、その場にミニブラックホールが形成され、周囲のあらゆるものを 塵と残さず吸い込んでしまうという。
Ah, I see. For many people there, it would be stolen because not everyone at CERN knows about the committee. Ah, I see. So it would seem like it was stolen.
Returning to the BHB, once detonated, it creates a miniature black hole that sucks in everything around it, taking special care not to leave a single speck of dust.
炸裂した瞬間のエネルギー量は核兵器の比ではない。
Nuclear weapons do not even compare in terms of instantaneous explosive energy.
人の手に負える代物ではない。神の領域に踏み込むものだよ。
This is not something that should cross the hands of man. We have stepped into God's domain.
それを爆発させて虐殺しようっていうの？
They're gonna use that to kill everyone?
でもそれじゃ磁気圏サブストームは起きないよ。
No, it will if they bring it to a certain point in space. That's what the rocket was gonna do. That is gonna be loaded onto the rocket, I bet. Yep.
But hold on. Something like that shouldn't cause a magnetospheric substorm, right?
そうだ。地上で爆破させるだけなら、せいぜい関東地方が消滅するぐらいだろう。
Indeed. Setting it off on the surface would only serve to annihilate an area about the size of the Kanto region at most.
せいぜいってあんた。
At most? Why would you?
彼らが考えていることはもっとえぐい。そして効率的だ。
They are planning something far worse. Something far more efficient.
地上で使用するのではなく、宇宙で BHB を炸裂させようとしている。
They are planning to detonate the BHB not on the surface of the Earth but in space. I see. So they're gonna use the BHB to emulate a solar storm, coming into contact with the Earth's magnetosphere?
通称発火点と呼ばれる場所だ。それは地球と月のちょうど中間。地球からは距離にしておよそ13万キロの位置にある。
It is a place commonly known as a flashpoint, a location right between the Earth and the Moon, about 130,000 kilometers from the Earth.
太陽嵐と地球の磁気圏がぶつかる場所だ。
That is where the solar storm and the Earth's magnetosphere collide.
そこで BHB が炸裂すれば、地球磁気圏にサブストームが起きるのはほぼ間違いない。
By detonating a BHB there, it is virtually guaranteed to generate a substorm in the Earth's magnetosphere.
それは地球全体を襲い、君島レポートにあった通り、50億人を殺すだろう。
It would hit the entirety of the Earth, resulting in the deaths of 5 billion people, as stated in the Kimijima reports. I can't help but gulp.
地球にはモノポールが降り注ぐかもしれないな。君の家の近所にある公園のように。
It may also result in monopoles raining down on the planet, much like at the park near your house. This guy even knew about that?
その無数のモノポールは当然300人委員会によって管理され、人類は21世紀に新たな産業革命を迎える。
These numerous monopoles would be controlled and managed by the committee, and humanity would enter a new 21st century industrial revolution.
それもプロジェクトアトムのシナリオに組み込まれている。
All of this is included in the plot detailed by Project Atum.
今のこの混乱はすべて BHB を宇宙へ持っていく、いわ
あ
ば目くらましでしかない。
Interesting. I just wonder why this didn't happen. Why didn't this happen in the bad ending? Like what Misa-nee did.
The chaos right now is essentially a smokescreen, so they can launch the BHB into space undetected.
BHB を宇宙へ持っていくって。
But how? And from where? Wait, how heavy would a BHB even be? If it can cause an absurd disaster that affects the entire planet, something that powerful would have to be huge, right? I doubt it'd be something you can carry in a rucksack.
Well, we know where it is just by how stories work, but Kaito has to figure this out.
And with our current level of technology, we only have one way of sending stuff into space. A rocket. Puzzle pieces in my head start to fall into place, taking the shape of a black rocket.
まさか TNSC で今組み立て中のあのロケットを奪って
No, that rocket being assembled at the TNSC right now is going to be used to...
察しがいいな。
How very perceptive of you. You get a gold star.
瀬宮に裏切られるまで私も確信が持てなかったが、今ならはっきり言える。
I was unsure before Senomiya stabbed me in the back, but I am now. There can be no doubt.
彼らは BHB を種子島から打ち上げるつもりだ。
They plan to launch the BHB from Tanegashima.
Alright, Misaki, what the fuck are you doing? Wait, she's in... She came all the way to Tanegashima. What the fuck? How did she get there so fast? How long has it been?
By the time I enter the chief's office. The outcome has already been decided.
Misaki お前
Misaki, it's you!
Side chief of the Tanegashima Space Center, Senomiya Kenichiro sees my face and his eyes widen. 4 of my comrades have guns pushed up against him. He's standing frozen still in front of his table. On top of said table is a single teacup and some pastries. I look at them and can't help but laugh at myself.
父さん、悪いけどあなたを拘束させてもらうわ。
Father, I apologize, but we have to restrain you. I would have thought that this would be our first exchange in so many years. I certainly didn't expect this when I left the island 7 years ago. Even if this was inevitable. As far as missions go, the assault on the Tanegashima Space Center was an easy one. It's not a military facility, so the security in place might as well be decoration. They stood no chance against Kaminaki with myself on board.
When did she become like a fucking soldier?
Or the 12 armed soldiers equipped with black military hugs that came with me.
Yeah, damn, those things turn you into fucking Iron Man. Like, what the hell?
We made a fairly showy and imposing landing on the coast, and then within 10 minutes of issuing our warning, everyone had fled. Should any futile resistance present itself, we'd be forced to go around and kill everyone one by one. It's far more efficient for them to flee like they did. Their escape matters little. All means of communication between the island and mainland have been severed. No ships or aircraft will be leaving. Even if they leave by private boat and seek help from the JDSF in Okinawa, they won't be able to do anything. But while we let everyone escape, my father, the chief, stayed behind by himself.
みんなを逃がすために所長である自分だけが残
What
ったというとこ
happened?
ろかしら。
Seriously, what the fuck happened to Misaki? Why is she working for the council? I don't understand. What the fuck is going on?
You chose to remain here as chief, granting the others enough time to escape. Does that sound right?
立派だけど、そういうのは命にというの。
Noble, certainly.
But that's what people refer to as dying in vain.
どうしてお前が
Why are you? It seems that Dad has forgotten there are guns being pointed at him. He tries to draw closer to me, a dumbfounded expression on his face. I clicked my tongue and pressed my handgun against his head.
動くな
Have you been like brainwashed or something, Misaki? What the hell?
Don't move. If you move, I will kill you. Dad stops in his tracks.
説明してくれないかどういうことなんだ
Can you explain what's going on? What is all of this?
知る必要はないわ
You have no need to know.
ロケット組み立ては終わっているのよね
Is the rocket assembly complete?
ああ終わっているが
Yes, it's done, but
あれを使わせてもらうわ
we will be making use of it. Right now, launch sites all over the world are preparing rockets for launch. It's a total coincidence. Due to reports detailing the high chance of a solar storm hitting in 2019, rocket launches were delayed worldwide. Then, in November of last year, the storm arrived as expected. After that, countries all over started making up launch preparations, so the timing ended up lining up. Tanegashima is no exception. The private company that requested this launch placed their order with JAXA right after the Earth was hit. Everything was proceeding perfectly according to Keikaku. Simply put, we got to pick whichever launch site we wanted. The BHP is now in our hands. We brought it ashore with us, and we can put the payload on board any time. To get the cargo on board, we even brought on a man involved in rocket assembly work for NASA. He can finish the work in a little over a day.
What? Wait. No way. That's not Gramps, is it?
XOR for launch will likely be the day after tomorrow at noon.
一体何が目的なんだ
What on earth could your objective be here?
あのロケットはプロジェクトアトムの肝となる
That rocket is the crux of Project Atum.
今後発射を妨害しようとする者を容赦なく殺すわ
Anyone who attempts to get in the way of this launch will be shown no mercy.
ロケットをテロに使おうというのかね
Wait, are you going to use it to commit an act of terrorism?
我が国の宇宙開発を血で塗りたくるつもりとは
You're going to smear your own country's space program with blood.
ミサキお前はいつからそんな風になってしまったんだ
What the hell did happen to Misaki? Did Kimijima Code do something to her?
Misaki, what happened to you? How long have you been like this?
お前はこんなことをするような子じゃなかっただろう
You were never the kind of person who could do something like this.
ロボットが好きでロケットの打ち上げを見るのが好きな優しい女の子だったじゃないか
You loved robots. You loved watching rocket launches. You were such a kind girl.
Okay, so it's not Doc. He worked for NASDA, not NASA. Okay.
なのに父さんが誇りに思っているこの場所であの射程から打ち上げるロケットをテロに使おうというのか
And yet you're going to use the TNSC, a place your father is so proud of, for terrorism.
そうよ
That's right. Noticing how weakly he's trying to argue with me, I reply with cold words.
I want him to shut up. He's fallen to his knees, crestfallen, his shoulders drooping low. And yet he's still trying to lecture me.
どうしてここなんだ
Why here, of all places?
分かってるのかい美咲この島はお前の故郷なんだよ
Don't you remember, Misaki? This island is your home.
Yeah, like, she's being extremely cruel by doing this. Like, yeah, like, why? Why,
分
though?
かっているわ
Oh, I am fully aware.
でもここを選んだのは
But do you want to know why we picked this place?
私がたまたまあなたの娘だったから
It's because I just so happened to be your daughter. That's all.
恨みも何もない
It wasn't out of resentment. It was the simplest option. Nothing more, nothing less. I've never been to launch sites in America or Russia. I am, however, intimately familiar with the TNSC, considering it was only a 15-minute drive from my old house by scooter.
お前
Why is she doing this?
本当に美咲なのかい
Are you really? Misaki?
I don't want to continue this conversation. I give my four comrades the signal, and they proceed to restrain Dad.
父さん悪いけどしばらく監禁させてもらおう
I apologize, Father, but you are going to be held captive for a little while.
安心して殺しはしない計画が成功したらすぐに釈放する
Don't worry, we won't kill you. You'll be released right after the plan is complete. And then I'll, like, die immediately
どう
afterward.
せ成功すれば50億人が死ぬ
Why is she doing
私のお母
this?
さんだって含まれるかもしれないんだから
That said, if things go as planned, 5 billion people will be dead. You and I might not make it.
美咲やめろやめてくれ
Misaki, stop it. Stop this.
ロケットは平和利用しなければならないものなんだそれが JAXA の精神なんだ
Rockets must be used for peace and harmony. That is the spirit of JAXA.
子供の頃から私を見てきたお前ならわかるだろう
You have watched me ever since you were a child, so you must know that, right?
だから頼むそんな恐ろしいことのためにロケットを使わないでくれ
Please, don't use that rocket for something so awful.
美咲聞いてくれ頼む
Misaki, listen to me, please.
Dad continues to try to appeal to me, so I draw close to him.
騒がないで見苦しいから
Stop struggling. It's unsightly. What the hell is going on? Why though? I thrust my fist into Dad's stomach. Was he always such a small person? Has he thinned out over the last 7 years? I want to ask if he's eating properly, but that's personal business, so I elect not to. As Dad groans in pain, my comrades drag him out of the room. Left alone in the chief's office, I take a look around. On Dad's desk is a Fink toy. Several months before graduating high school, I made one for everyone in the family. I reach my fingers out towards it. But the moment I'm about to touch it, my Pokecom begins to ring. I left video chat on for the mission. I open my Pokecom and unmute it. There's no image, it's voice only.
こちらプリーストは
This is Priest 1.
ポイントベータに到達これより制圧行動に入る
Arrived at Point Beta, starting takeover operation.
了解。ポイントアルファは制圧完了。
Understood. Point Alpha is already under our control. I look out the window. Dark clouds stain the sky black. It looks like it's about to pour any second now.
雨は嫌い。
I hate the rain. When it rains, rockets can't be launched after all. When it would start raining near a scheduled launch day, my usually calm dad would turn anxious and frustrated. I hated how it felt being around him when he was like that. If the launch got postponed, nobody in the family would be able to talk to him. So whenever a launch drew near, Aki and I would make little Teru Bozu dolls together. Just say nobody on Tanegashima could compete with our Teru Bozu crafting skills.
感傷的になってダメ。
Don't get sentimental, Misaki. I'm probably acting like this because even after 7 years, nothing here has changed.
明後日の天気予報。
What's the weather report for the day after tomorrow? I speak out to no one in particular. There's nobody in this room but me right now. Or so I
あさ
thought.
って2月28日の屋久島種子島地方の天気は晴れでしょう。
So it's Sister Centipede and not, computer, Irie. The weather for the day after tomorrow, February 28th, for Yakushima and Tanegashima will be clear. Oh, I sincerely doubt that. The same forecast as when I checked earlier. It's going to rain tomorrow. But the day after that will be sunny and clear. So that's the time limit. The rest of the story has to take place within those 2 days.
降水確率は 10% です。
Chances of precipitation 10%.
天気予報はもっと嫌い。
I hate weather reports even more now. Center of my head starts throbbing in pain. I can't help but clutch my forehead as I grip my teeth.
今そこに立っているのね。ゲジネ。
So, you're still standing there even now, Sister Centipede. In the back of my mind, I have flashbacks of that day. It was a terribly hot and humid summer night. What exactly happened here? The night sky was bright, as if it was lit by the sun itself. I was covered in sweat. Sister Centipede, not Irie, looked at me emotionlessly. Saying nothing, she stared at me. Did she actually kill Kimijima-ko? Everything was decided on that day 9 years ago. That was the day that I was possessed, that I was contaminated. What the hell? So she was brainwashed?
世界の主要な
God
ロケット発射台が1週間以内の打ち上げを計画していることを知っているか？
So was she brainwashed?
Were you aware of the fact that as of today, major rocket launch sites worldwide had launches scheduled for this week? What? It's not just the TNSC?
ケープカナベラル、バイコヌール、ギアナ、シュセン。
Cape Canaveral, Baikonur, Guyana, Jiquan.
So そして日本、種子島。
And Tanegashima, Japan.
宇宙開発の歴史上
Did Kimijima Co brainwash her? Oh god.
This is the first time this has happened in the entire history of space exploration.
これまで一度としてなかった。
There have never been this many at one time before.
仕組まれたものだっていうの。
Are you saying it was planned?
いやそうじゃない。むしろこれは全くの偶然だ。去年の太陽嵐の到来に起因するな。
Cape Canaveral right now, rhinoceros beetle, yes. Oh god, can you imagine? Oh my god, that's all they need right now. Rhinoceros beetle. Crazy ass magic spell right there you invented, Dio.
No, it is the opposite. In truth, this was a total coincidence. It is all thanks to last year's solar storm.
だがこの偶然に彼らは目をつけた。
However, it is also true that they gave special attention to such a coincidence.
そもそもその5カ所で打ち上げられる予定のロケットには彼らの何らかの関与があると睨んでいたんだが。
At first, we suspected that they were the ones behind the scheduled launches at these 5 locations.
どれだけ調査してもその痕跡は全く出てこなかった。どのロケットもクリーンすぎた。
But no matter how much we investigated, there was not a single trace of evidence. The rockets were all completely clean.
そこから推測した。彼らは5カ所のロケットのどれか一つを打ち上げ直前に奪い利用するつもりだと。
What organization do you belong to? It's a JoJo thing, Liz. Sorry. So there's this organization working against the Committee of 300. What organization does he belong to then?
From that point, we were forced to make an educated guess, speculating that they would attempt to hijack one of these rockets right before launch.
5カ所のうちどれが本命なのかずっと絞り込めずにいたんだが今日のセノミアの行動ではっきりした。
We had been trying to narrow down which of the locations they would utilize, but Senomia's actions today made it crystal clear.
本命は種子島だ。おそらく今 BHB はあの島にある。
They intend to use Tanegashima. The BHP is likely resting on the island as we speak.
A chill runs down my spine. A bomb powerful enough to wipe out the entire Kanto region is on the island.
That would basically wipe the entire island off the map.
If that's true, if it were to explode on the surface due to any kind of slip-up, the entire island would be right from the face of the earth. Mom, Dad, and everyone I know is on that island. All the former members of Robotics Club are in danger. Frau, Juna, and Subaru.
ジャクサの人たち、また打ち上げができるってあんなに喜んでたのに。
Everyone at Jackson was so happy that they were getting to launch a rocket again.
おそらく今頃種子島宇宙センターは敵の支柱だろう。
What is this organization that's working against the committee that he's a part of? I really want to know that.
The Tanegashima Space Center is likely in the hands of the enemy right now.
警察に連絡して。いや警察じゃダメだ。自衛隊を出してもらって。
We need to call the police. No, the police isn't enough. We need the JSDF to deploy.
無駄だ。遅すぎたんだ。
That would be pointless. It is already too late.
遅すぎたってどういう。
Too late? Why do you...
今世界中で情報が遮断あるいは捏造されているんだ。
Right now, information throughout the world is either being blocked or fabricated.
この状況で種子島のロケット打ち上げを止めろと政府に訴えたところで自衛隊は動かない。
In a situation like this, even if we ask the government to stop the launch, the JSDF would not deploy.
在日米軍にしても同様だろう。
The same goes for the USFJ.
この混乱だ。回線はつながらないだろうし、つながったとしても冗談だと受け取られる。
Yeah, I have no clue how they're gonna stop this. Like, by what means are they gonna use? Unless they can freaking jerry-rig one of the fucking delusion drivers here, like, you know, the Noah 4 devices, and real boot a gun barrel. I really don't see any way they can possibly stop this. How are they even gonna get to Tanegashima? Like, what the hell? Like, how? I don't understand how anything is gonna work here. Like, seriously.
It is total chaos. The call would most likely not connect, and even if it did, they would interpret it as a prank call.
事実。私も自衛隊の基地に直接かけてみたが、全く相手にされなかった。
In truth, I did try contacting the JSDF base directly, but I did not receive a response. They're loading a black hole bomb onto a rocket in order to launch into space. It wouldn't matter how you went about telling anyone, be it face to face in a call, letter, or whatever. There's no way they would take it seriously. It'd be impossible to get anyone to believe something that batshit crazy.
現政権の防衛大臣とは何度か会ったことがあるから直接電話してみたが全くつながらない。
I've met with the current administration's Minister of Defense several times. So I attempted to call him directly. No such luck.
他に阻止する方法は直接乗り込むことだが、
Our only option is to intervene personally.
あの島はここからでは遠すぎる。
However, we are way too far from the island.
羽田からチャーター機を飛ばすよう手配することはできるが、連絡手段がない。
I could arrange for a charter plane from Haneda, but I have no way of getting in contact with them. All planes are grounded. The train lines have all been stopped. The highways seem to be totally gridlocked. A ship would take too much time. There's no way to travel from Tokyo to Tanegashima in such a short period of time. Was this the Committee of 300's goal all along?
ミサネが瀬宮美咲が首謀者なの。
Is Misa-nee... Is Senomiya Misaki the ringleader? Sawada glances at my face. He hasn't attempted to smile even once the entire time.
間違いない。
There is no doubt. The fact that he sounded slightly apologetic only further irritates me.
ミサネについてあんたは何を知ってるんだ。
What do you know about Misa-nee?
なんでミサネがこんなことを。
Why would she do something like this?
それにさっきのミサネはなんかおかしかった。
And the way she acted earlier, it was nothing like her.
あの雲みたいな大型ハグに乗ってたはずが忽然と姿を消したらしいし。
She should have been piloting that spider hug, but she vanished without a trace.
あんたが撃った銃弾でもかすり傷一つ負わなかった。
The bullet you shot her with didn't even leave a scratch.
まるで俺があったミサネは幽霊みたいな。
Oh, she was deluded up. Oh. Oh, she was also a delusion.
It's like she was a ghost.
But then who was controlling the robot?
なあ、あのミサネは本物だったの。
Was that even really Misa-nee?
海上に現れた軌道エレベーターの幻影と同じだと私は考えている。
I am under the impression that what we saw is an illusion, similar to the space elevator currently sitting atop the ocean.
肉眼で見ることのできる AR アノテーションのようなものといえばイメージできるか。
Or perhaps it would be easier to understand if I said it is akin to AR visible to the naked eye.
具体的なことは君島レポートにも書いてあっただろう。VR 技術と呼ばれるものの応用だと推測している。
The specifics were written in the Kimijima reports. My guess it is another application of VR tech.
おそらく君たちが聞いたセノミヤの言葉もあらかじめプログラムされていたものだろう。
So that's why she was speaking so weirdly.
Everything she said to you was likely programmed in advance as well.
そしてスメラギに乗り込むように見せかけた。
She was designed to make it look like she boarded Sumeragi.
なんでそんな面倒な真似を。
Why go through all that trouble?
それは私も疑問に思った部分だ。
I'm wondering that myself.
Same. What is the point of that?
スメラギという機体は生身で装着できるものではない。
The robot known as Sumeragi cannot be operated by one of pure flesh and blood.
What in the world is that supposed to mean?
あれはハグを装着した人間がさらにその上から装着するという仕様になっている。
It is designed for someone already equipped with a hug.
神なぎと呼ばれる特別なハグを身につけたものだけがスメラギを追加装着できるのだ。
Yeah, that's what she was saying before, Kaminagi.
Only a person wearing a special hug known as Kaminagi can operate Sumeragi.
神なぎは登場型ハグと分類している。全高は約5メートルになる。
Kaminagi is classified as a pilot type hug. It stands about 5 meters tall.
5-meter hug? What does he mean by pilot type? Can't even visualize what it would look like.
その神なぎが乗れるようスメラギのコクピットは設計されている。
The cockpit of Sumeragi was designed for Kaminagi to ride inside of.
でもフィンガーなんちゃらシステム
Yeah,
があって
that's...
指だけで操縦できるって。
But they said it had a finger sensing system so it can be controlled by with only the pilot's fingers.
操縦は FOS で行うがあくまでスメラギはコンセプトモデルだ。
The piloting is done using the FOS, but Sumeragi is still just a concept model.
神なぎとワンセットで開発された。それが理由だ。汎用性は今のところない。
It was developed as a set with Kaminagi. That is the reason. It has no versatility as of right now.
神なぎ装着者でなければ認識はされず起動もできない。
It would not recognize anyone not wearing Kaminagi. It would refuse to activate.
Was it Michi after all? What the fuck is going on?
この会場でネットワークにつながっていたわけでもない。完全なスタンドアローンだったと認識している。
It was not even connected to the network in the venue. It is a completely standalone system.
他に可能性があるとすれば、現場スタッフの中にセノミヤの仲間がいたということか。
Cyborg Neurose? like Cyborg Jingu. Oh my god.
The other possibility I can think of is that Tsunemiya's comrades were among the venue staff.
そいつがプログラムをいじって暴走するように仕向けた。
They could have tampered with its programming in order to make it go berserk.
いずれにせよ、セノミヤがあれに乗ったと観客に見せつけたのは悪趣味なオナニーとしか思えない。
At any rate, the only reason I can think of in regard to why they would show Tsunemiya entering the robot is some perverse masturbatory display.
まるで何も知らなかった私に対する牽制か挑発にも感じる。
It was both a diversion and a way of taunting me for knowing nothing. How much as Akio suffered because of that one decision alone.
じゃあ本物のミサネはどこに？
Well, we know where she is now.
Then, where is she? The real Misa-nee.
実はとっくの昔に死んじゃってて、ずっと AR アノテーションみたいな状態で生きてきたとか。
She's on Tanegashima.
Did she actually die years ago? And she's being kept alive as an AR annotation or something?
そんなことはないよね。
Please tell me that's not true! I consider the possibility she only exists on the internet like Irie, and I shudder. The Misa-nee that I've always looked up to. The Misa-nee who Akio loves. I don't want to believe that's possible. But it's true that I haven't seen her in person in 7 years. I have no evidence that she's still alive.
少なくとも私は3日前に社でセノミヤに会っている。
At the very least, I met Senomiya at work 3 days ago.
その時の彼女は間違いなく本物だった。
And I can guarantee that she was very real.
なんでそんなのわかるんだよ。
How would you know that?
ハグの新しいボディスーツを試着してもらった。それは社が用意したものだ。
I had to test out a new bodysuit designed for Hugs. It was something the company made.
来た時には女性スタッフが同席して着せるのを手伝ったし、私もその後で話をした。
A female staff member helped her put it on at the time, and we talked for a short time afterward.
だったらその本物のミサネは今どこにいるんだよ。
Fine! Then where the hell is the real Misa-nee right now? Sawada shakes his head lightly.
可能性が高いのは種ヶ島か。
The highest possibility is Tanegashima. Misa-nee is on Tanegashima. It's way too ironic. She hasn't been home in 7 years.
ミサネがプロジェクトアトムの首謀者なの。
Is Misa-nee the mastermind behind Project Atum?
ミサネが300人委員会や旅ストック研究所とつながってるの。
Does she have connections to the Committee of 300 or the Tavistock Institute?
おそらくセノミヤはコマだ。
Senomiya is most likely a mere pawn. A pawn? A device meant to be used and subsequently discarded. There's no way I could believe that. I've had enough of this bullshit! Oh.
落ち着け。
Calm down, Kaito. I whisper myself and take a deep breath. I want a space candy. They always help me focus.
気づいたよ。
I just realized something.
何？
What?
あんたの言ってることはただの陰謀論でしかない。
Everything you're saying is just one big conspiracy theory.
妄想の一言で全部片付けられる。
You're basically explaining everything away with your own delusions.
何の証拠もない。
You have no evidence for any of it.
あんたの言ってることこそ捏造だ。
You're lying through your teeth.
これを惑わそうとしてるんだ。
Oh no, Kaito.
You're trying to confuse me with your own fabrications!
洗脳とかプロパガンダとか。あんたが上にこんな詳しく説明してるのは全部それでしょ。
Brainwashing. Propaganda. You explained it all in detail to me specifically for that reason, right?
旅ストック研究所の指示だったりするんじゃない。君島レポートをばらまいた俺は連中にとって目の上の単行部だからさ。
Were you ordered to do this by the Tavistock Institute? Considering I spread the reports, I must be one hell of a thorn in their side!
手だらめな話をして俺を錯乱させようとしてるんだ。
You're just feeding me this bullshit in order to confuse me.
そんな手には引っかからない。
You won't trick me.
引っかかるもんかよ。
I won't fall for it.
あんた300人委員会の側の人間だ。
Oh
俺の敵だ。
no. No, Kaito, no!
You're on the side of the Committee of 300. You're my enemy!
Kimijima公や小郡南を殺したように俺も殺すつもり。
Yeah, what happened to Frau's mom?
You're gonna kill me just like you killed Kimijima Ko and Kogori Minami?
ミサネをどうしたんだ。今すぐ居場所を教えなよ。
Where's Misa-nee? Tell me where she is right now! Despite my threatening attitude, Sawada remains unfazed. That composure of his pisses me off, so I grab him by the collar.
答えろよ。
Answer me! I don't care if Sawada's leg is injured. I raise him up by the neck. Sawada's face contorts slightly as if he's in pain.
確かに私の父ミゲール・サンタンブロッチオはダビーストック研究所の特別顧問だ。
It's true that my father, Miguel Santambrosio, is a special advisor in the Tavistock Institute.
それだけではない。300人委員会の一人でもある。
And that's not all. He's a member of the Committee of 300.
やっぱり。
I knew it!
だがそれはあくまで父の話だ。
But that's purely my father.
むしろ私は300人委員会に反旗を翻すものだ。
Oh, that's badass.
I, however, am revolting against the committee.
ゼタラメを。
Bullshit!
そう思われても仕方がないのかもしれん。
I don't blame you for thinking I'm one of them.
そうだな。私の背中には父が放った死角に殺されかけた時の50センチほどの傷跡があるが。
But there's a scar on my back, about 50 centimeters in length, given to me by an assassin that my father sent after me.
見るか。
Do you wish to see it?
やだね。
Hell no!
そんなもの何の証拠にもならない。
It's not evidence of anything. Anybody could have done that.
それなら仕方がないな。
Then there's nothing I can do.
さっさと殺すといい。
You may kill me then. Just be quick about it.
なんだよ。どうせできないとか思ってるの。
What's your deal? Do you think I can't do it?
バカにして。あんたを殺すことぐらい目にだってできるさ。
Don't test me. I can kill someone like you, no problem.
俺にだって。
Again! Sawada isn't resisting anymore. In fact, his face is already going pale. I snap to my senses and release him from my grip.
育児なしだな、君は。
You really are a coward. Damn it! Pathetic. I knew I didn't have it in me to kill someone.
君が私を疑いたくなるのもわかる。
I understand why you'd be suspicious of me.
私は300人委員会に近すぎたゆえに彼らに嫌悪感を抱くように。彼らを野放しにしておくことなどできなかった。
I was too close to the committee. Over time, they started to repulse me, and I could no longer let them do as they pleased.
もっとも私程度の力では彼らを潰すなど夢のまた夢では。
Oh, with only the power I wield, destroying them was a dream within a dream.
それでもコツコツと続けていけばいつかは彼らを打倒することのできる大きな力へと育っていくかもしれない。
But even then, I thought that if I kept working at it, I'd eventually have the power to take them down for good.
こんな私に賛同し共に戦ってくれる者
Damn, I want to hear about your elite squad here.
I have allies who are willing to fight alongside me.
全員が300人委員会の恐るべき陰謀に気づきそれによって殺されかけ抵抗するようなものでした。
They came to oppose the committee after noticing their dreadful plans for humanity, after attempts were made on their lives.
君は聞いたことがあるかどうかわからないがそのメンバーには
Ooh, here we go.
I do not know if you've ever heard of them, but among our ranks,
疾風陣雷のナイトハルトやバルザスーパーハッカーなどがいる。
Oh my god!
there are those such as Lightning Fast Nightheart, as well as Dash.
Oh my god! What? Oh my god!
I don't have a clue who those people are, and I don't care. It's not like they have any stories of their own.
あんたさっきミサネを生で言ってた。
Wow! Oh my god! So like the Steins get the lab mems and frickin' Takami's harem joined an elite anti-committee task force. Oh, Takami was bullshitting. Takami was bullshitting. Oh, that is bad. Oh, I knew he was actually badass all along. Takami was bullshitting on Twitter.
He called Misa-nee a pawn earlier.
I bet they all were.
じゃあ知ってるんでしょ。
So you know, right?
ミサネを駒として使ってるのは誰なの？
You know who's using her.
プロジェクトアトムの首謀者は何者なんだ？
Who is the mastermind behind Project Atum?
ここまでの話を理解したなら、それが誰なのかは
Insanity.
別だ。
Insanity. Oh my god. Absolute insanity. What did Kimijima Code do to Misa-nee? What the fuck did he do to her?
If you have been able to follow everything I've said so far, you should already know the answer.
もったいぶらなくていいからさ、とっとと教えてよ。
Stop beating around the bush and just tell me already!
一体そいつは誰なんだ？
Who the hell is it?
Do you truly not know?
幸せフォーム、ヒドンハーブ、タニチ、セノミア・ミサキ、アメナミ、電磁波照射時。
I am so glad I gave him the voice I did. Oh my god.
Hero, happiness for you. Hidden Hand, Tanagashima's Senomiya, MF Anemone, EM irradiation experiments, Monopoles.
エグゾスケルトン社、プロパガンダ、2020年の太陽嵐到達というご情報、300人委員会と旅ストック戦
Exoskeleton, propaganda, misinformation about a 2020 solar storm, the Committee of 300 and the Tavistock Institute.
すべては君島レポートとつながっている。
They are all connected to the Kimijima reports.
And suddenly, just like that, only one name surfaces in my mind. My hair stands on end.
まさか。
No, no way! Sawada weakly nods his head before continuing.
プロジェクトアトムを立案し、今まさに実行している首謀者の名は
The name of the mastermind behind Project Atum. The man currently at the head of this operation
君島コード。
is Kimijima Ko.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's real! Holy shit! Oh my god, I knew that scene before. Oh my god, okay, that scene before was redeemed. Oh, that was foreshadowing. He is a fucking monster. Oh my god.
君島コーは生きている。
Kimijima Ko still lives.
Abandoned Tanegashima Airport Hotel, Tanegashima. Oh, Frau!
ごめんね。
After finally arriving upon the info, I chew on my nails in front of my monitor. So what happened to Frau's mom? I don't get this at all. The information is as follows. The old Monomatonic Community Center should be abandoned, but a company bought it in secret and pays the electric bill. It's a small company in Tokyo called Taiyo Development. Due to them paying the bill, the device used to make monopoles fall. The EM wafer radiation device continues to function. It's on the first floor of the building. Oh, and another thing. Kimijima vacation home. It was similarly abandoned, but Ariton's cold sleep device continued to function in the basement. I investigated who was paying the electric bill, and it seems a company called Commit bought the old place. I wouldn't be a real action handler if I didn't immediately rush to investigate the two companies for anything in common. Special Forces Division, aka just me, was fully mobilized. I stayed up all night to heavily look into things. As far as what I found, well, Taiyo Development is a construction engineering firm. Commit Company is in the restaurant consultant industry, but they're both shell corporations. There are no buildings for them at the registered addresses. It was easy enough to investigate from Tanegashima using this tree view function in Irule. While initially it looked like both companies had nothing in common, both being shell corporations instantly changed things. I thought that the company director for both companies might be the same person, but that wasn't the case. But as I did further research, I found that both companies received loans from a lease company called Hoshida. What kind of shell corporation would take out a loan? SMH. On top of that, Hoshida's special advisor was the deputy director and joint investor at the time of Happiness for You's founding. Their name is Hoshida Sakai. TLDR, the money used to maintain Kimijima's crap on Tanegashima came from his old acquaintances via shell corporations. Hot and streamy friendships for the win! Or rather for the loss. I could easily make a thin book out of this. Oh wait, no way, no way! It's so important I said it twice. This is almost too fishy. Oh shit. Oh no! Huh? Someone pressed the intercom button outside. This is the glass company. Ever since they replaced all the broken glass in November, a dealer comes by once a week. It's extremely annoying. Nobody else should be dropping by. Yashio-senpai and Prez-senpai are in Tokyo doing scandalous things together. And Tracksuit-sensei went with them. Karate-senpai is screwed up mentally and Four Eyes can't move to it, bust his leg. Okay, then who is it? Look at the security camera. Wherever they are, they're mad impatient.
Frau, looks like you have a guest. You should answer. Give them a super energetic greeting.
Shut up, Genki-kun bot.
See, it's ringing. Answering is what friends are for.
Bring up the intercom camera, Rosetta-tan. Okay, bringing it up now. The first floor entrance. I took a look at the camera feed, but nobody's there. Ooh, that's shit. Uh-oh. Where are they? Ding dong dishing, it's unforgivable! I shall have my revenge.
Sometimes you gotta just suck your fans right in the face!
Shut up, Genki-kun. Uh-oh. It all happened instantaneously. second I hear a gunshot outside my door, 2 men holding guns quickly come in charging in the room. Oh no! Oh shit. Without time to even make a sound, my arm gets twisted behind me and I'm pinned to the ground. Oh no, it's her soldiers.
Don't move, make a sound or we kill you.
I can't even raise my head. Moving my neck even slightly causes an intense pain to run down my locked arm. I can't see what the men look like. It hurts too much and I'm too scared. I feel like I'm about to scream, but I grit my teeth and force myself not to.
Frau, it's okay to have fights with your friends sometimes.
Shut up, Keki-kun! Keki-kun's carefree voice rings throughout the room.
But you have to make up after the fight so you could be friends again. That's what true friendship is.
Someone smashes my Pokecom screen with the butt of their gun. Keki-kun goes silent on the broken screen.
Target be secured, restraining them now. Priest 3, what's your status? Priest 3, Priest 4, report your status. What's the delay? There's no answer from the 2 on watch.
The 2 men go silent in their confusion. They still have their guns pushed against the back of my head. I'm scared shitless, my teeth are chattering from fear. I'm worried that the sound will anger my captors, so I bite down as hard as I can. Biting down so hard it feels like I'm gonna start bleeding.
Stand her up, let's move. Get up.
They pull me up by the arm. Ah! Pain shoots through my joints, causing me to tear up.
Priest 3, Priest 4, respond. Priest 3, what's going on?
Is someone taking them out? Oh my god! I won't be answering anytime soon. Oh my god! Woo!
What?
My arm is suddenly released and I hit the floor. Now my hands on knees, I raised my head slightly. I look toward the entrance of my room where the new voice came from. And standing there is... Yes! Oh my god, oh wow. She has her own soldiers, doesn't she? The 2 downstairs are enjoying some nap time. Tenochishi?
Who are...
Her movements are almost light speed. Damn, when did she learn to fight like this? Oh yeah, I forgot. We know that Nai is a badass fighter. That's right. Yeah, that's right. We know Nai is like super badass. Given how she acts normally, her current reaction speed is unbelievable. In a flash, she closes the distance between herself and the 2 strong men that had their guns raised. She slams her knee in the first man's face, riding her momentum from earlier.
You.
Unshaken by the fate of his comrade, the other man points his gun at Tenochishi. But she's already at his chest. She grabs the man's gun arm and spins around to his back, slamming her heel into his Achilles tendon. As the man falls on his back, Tenochishi drops her knee into his face without a moment's hesitation. The brawny man's body quivers for a moment before going limp. The man who suffered a knee to the face groans as he tries to get up, but Tenochishi is too fast for him. She plants a roundhouse kick into the defenseless man's jaw. Flawless victory. And just like that, both men are sprawled across the floor unconscious. Nai-san, help me. I'm gonna put them in lewd poses. Maybe now's not the time for that. Yeah, that's true. Holy shit, that was amazing. I'm in love with you! How is she so strong? I was out just now. No matter how you look at it, she has to be a manga heroine. I'm not accepting any other answers. Thank you very much. In a matter of seconds, she put down 2 heavily armed adult men without much of a stretch. She's completely OP. I'm so incredibly excited. I seem to the floor with stars in my eyes.
男の人が2人がかりで女の子に暴力振るうなんて最低ですよ。
You're the worst kind of scum. What sort of men team up in a girl like that? As for Tenochi, she seems pretty upset. But as soon as she notices my gaze, she reverts to her usual self with a smile.
もう大丈夫です。
Everything's all right now.
強いでしょ。お父さん直伝の格闘術なんですよ。
I'm pretty strong, right? I learned it all from my dad.
さて、ここからどう反撃したものか。
Now then, what's our next move? I have no clue what's going on, but there is one thing I'm certain of.
あえて言おう。苗様であると。
I've decided. Henceforth, you will be now known as Nai-sama! Huh? I'm not exactly the Yuri type, but I'd be totally down to let Nai-sama have her way with me. Screw it, take me right now! I knew it. I fucking knew it.
君島公が生きているだって。
Did you just say Kimijima Ko's alive?
New tweets. Tao development looks totally back. Are they at full power? Times like the street view on Naruto sure is handy. I mean, who up the picture of Odaiba anyway? The buildings were destroyed that badly, people at the venue might be dead. Plus, there's a solar storm. But somehow the whole thing was uploaded normally? Shida Sakai. Who was that again? I think I heard of him. Everyone, please come home safe.
Where's Mitsuhiko wandering around?
Yeah, where is Michi?
My senses tell me this smells very fishy.
There were a few new tweets.
Did you just say Kimijima Ko is alive? This has to be a joke. What else could it be? I forced out a smile.
ありえない。
That's impossible.
だって君島公が死んだのは俺の地元でニュースにもなったし、遺体だって警察が調べた。
I saw Kimijima Ko's death reported on the local news. The police found his remains. I mean, I didn't see it directly. I was still a kid at the time and I just happened to be hospitalized. When I first found the Kimijima reports, I went to the town library to look up newspapers from that time.
私もその証拠を得ているわけではない。
I don't have concrete evidence of it myself.
だが、考えれば考えるほど、探れば探るほど、君島公は生きているとしか思えないんだ。
However, the more I think about it and the more I dig, the more I have come to believe that he must be alive.
新聞に載ってたんだ。
But it was in the newspaper!
君島公の遺体が見つかったって。
They found Kimijima Ko's body!
アネモネ号事件の2週間後ぐらいだった。
It's about 2 weeks after the MF Anemone incident.
アネモネ号
The MF Anemone. Kimijima Ko died around the same time the MF Anemone incident took place. Why didn't I realize until now that these two incidents occurred so closely together?
さっきも言ったはずだ。
I believe I already told you.
アネモネ号事件は電磁波照射実験だと。
The MF Anemone incident was an electromagnetic irradiation experiment.
主導したのは君島公だ。
The man in charge of it was Kimijima Ko.
彼はタビストック建 一つの到達点だ。
Let's just say he is one of the many products birthed by the Tavistock Institute. What? Is he saying Kimijima is a member of the Institute?
人々を洗脳するためだけに作られた沈黙の兵器。
The silent weapon created with the specific purpose of inciting and brainwashing the public.
それが君島光という男なんだ。
That is who Kimijima is.
放送を垂れ流すのはやめろ。
I've had enough of your delusions!
あの男は10年近くも前に死んでるんだって。
That man died nearly 10 years ago!
君は踊らされたんだ。
You're being manipulated! Sawada raised his voice for the first time.
だってそんなのさ、
But
めちゃくちゃじゃないか。
that's crazy! This is all completely crazy!
つまりさ、こういうこと？
So, what you're saying is...
俺が苦労して集めて世界中のみんなに警告するために拡散した君島レポートは全部デタラメ？
The Kimijima reports I spent all that time searching for. The reports written to warn and protect the world. All of it was bullshit.
羽骨号事件は君島コード、その駒であるミサネーが起こした実験。
You're telling me that Kimijima and his pawn Misa-nee were behind the MF and M&A incident?
そんなの信じたら俺おかしくなっちゃうじゃないの。
If I were to believe that, there's no way I could stay sane! Both of them were behind the incident the entire time? There's no way!
ああ、頭がどうにかなりそうだよ。
Hey! I'm on the brink of losing it here.
だからさ、嘘だって言ってよ。
So please, tell me you're lying.
今までの話は全部あんたの妄想だって、そう言ってくれよ。
Tell me this is all just delusional nonsense! Tell me! The world I believed in up until now has been turned upside down. The people I believed in up until now. If this is all the truth, I don't want to know the truth anymore! Ignorance is bliss. Misaki-san was right. I opened Pandora's box. I was a fool.
頼むよ、言ってくれ。
Please, say something.
嘘でもいいから妄想だって言ってよ。
I don't care if you lie. Just tell me this is all just a delusion.
残念だが、全て真実だ。
Unfortunately, it is all the truth. Sawada has no mercy. He completely ignores my pleas.
そもそも君島公が生きている可能性について私に言及したのは瀬宮だった。
It was Sanamiya herself who alluded to the possibility that Kimijima was still alive.
今にして思えば、それを瀬宮が話したことで、私は完全に彼女のことを信じてしまった。
In retrospect, that was the exact moment when I began to trust Sanamiya in full.
そうして共に協力して君島公の痕跡を追っていながら。
What happened? What happened? God! When are they gonna tell us what fucking happened?
From then on, we worked together to follow any trail that Kimijima left behind.
瀬宮は私に巧みに偽の情報を提供し続けたというわけだ。
But in reality, Sanamiya was masterfully feeding me false information.
通りで3年近く探し続けても見つからないわけだ。
That is why even after 3 years of digging, I could never find him.
私も十分滑稽だよ。
Believe me, I am just as much of a fool.
君島公は実に効果的に情報を誘導した。
In truth, Kimijima effectively guided us with his misinformation.
それにまんまと乗せられてしまったのが君だ。ヤシオカイト。
And you fell for it just as hard as I did, Yashio Kaito.
責めているわけではない。沈黙の兵器が相手では私でも抗えなかっただろう。
I am not blaming you. Neither of us could have done a thing against a silent weapon.
君島レポートもまた世界を騙すためのプロパガンダだった。
The Kimijima reports were just another piece of propaganda designed to deceive the world.
君島公が無造作にばらまいた情報は今やそれに踊らされた人々によって世界中に増殖し拡散され続けている。
Kimijima casually spread its false information, thereby manipulating others to propagate it worldwide.
その過程で肥大化し尾ひれがつき、噂話は都市伝説からやがて地球規模の陰謀論にまで発展した。
As it continued to snowball, were transformed from urban legends into full-on global conspiracy theories.
憶測は憶測を呼び、何が真実なのかを曖昧にして情報の海の中に覆い隠してしまう。
Speculation beckons further speculation, and the real truth becomes uncertain, hidden in a sea of information.
そうして世界を騙し、人々の疑心暗鬼を徹底的に呼び覚まし、極限まで高まったある一点において炸裂させる。
And so the world is deceived. The people start finding faults in everything, and it all swells and festers until it reaches its utmost limit and explodes.
その象徴がグランドオベリスクであり、お台場崩壊だった。
The symbol of that is the Grand Obelisk and the collapse of Odaiba.
実際、今日世界中で起きたとされる天災は何一つとして起きていない。
The reality is that there have been no natural disasters today.
太陽嵐も来ていない。
There has been no solar storm.
起きたのはお台場で瀬宮美咲が操縦するハグが暴走したこと。
All that happened in Odaiba was Senomiya Misaki's hug rampage.
お台場にいる人々が全員同じ幻覚を見ていること。
Everyone here is seeing the same illusion.
イルオに崩壊したお台場の偽画像がアップされたこと。
Fake images of a collapsed Odaiba have been uploaded to Iruo.
世界各地の大都市で原因不明の停電が起きていること。
Unexplainable blackouts in big cities all across the world.
無数のデマがネット上に出回っていること。そしてそのデマをマスコミがさも本当のことのように繰り返し流し続けていること。
Countless rumors are circulating the internet. The media is picking them and spreading them, creating an explosion of fake news.
「一部でロボットの AI が乗っ取られ、去年のように反乱が起きているようだが、その規模は不明だ。
Selection of robots have had their AIs hacked, similar to the insurrection of last year, but the scale is currently unknown.
あとはすべて情報に踊らされた人々が巻き起こした騒動だ。
Beyond that, there are riots being caused by people manipulated by all this fake information.
世界中がたった一人の男に踊らされているんだ。
The entire world has been made to dance in the palm of one man.
何の目的で？
But why?
最初に言ったはずだ。
I told you in the very beginning.
この騒乱の目的はただ一つ。
There is only one objective amidst all this chaos.
Project Atum.
プロジェクトアトムの完遂だ。
The execution of Project Atum.
そのためには 種子島から世界中の目をそらす必要がある。
In order to guarantee its success, all eyes must be turned away from Tanegashima.
たったそれだけのためにこんな大げさなことを。
Is all this really necessary just to...
だがその目論みはまんまと成功したと言える。
And yet it is clear his plan has succeeded.
世界中の軍も警察もこの騒乱を鎮めることに手一杯だ。
The militaries and police forces of the world have their hands full trying to suppress the chaos.
世界を滅亡させかねないロケットが今にも発射されようとしているのだ。
Even as a rocket that will end the world is being readied for launch as we speak.
在日米軍ならば沖縄から向かえば制圧は一瞬だろう。
If the USFJ deployed from Okinawa, they could put an end to all of this in a heartbeat.
だがそれができない。
But they cannot do that.
今種子島のロケットの危険性について知っているのは敵以外ではおそらく私と君だけだ。
Right now, other than the enemy, the only people who know about the rocket are likely you and I.
そして我々に取れる手立てはない。
And we have no way of stopping it.
私もこの怪我だ。
Not to mention my wounds.
Looking closer, I notice his face has gone even paler.
What the hell? How are they gonna stop this? Like, literally how?
He said he performed emergency treatment on himself, but there's a pool of blood spreading out underneath him.
あんた本当に大丈夫なの？
Are you really okay?
少なくともしばらくはまともに動けなさそうだ。
Well, if nothing else, I will not be moving normally for a while.
だが心配しなくていい。私がくたばるまでになんとか仲間に連絡は取ってみるつもりだ。
But do not worry about me. I will find some way to contact my people before I die.
頼りになる連中だからな。
They are fairly reliable.
残り時間は少ないが、伝えることさえできれば何とかしてくれるかもしれん。
We do not have much time, but if I can get in touch with them, they might just be able to pull something off.
君は自分のしたことについてあまり気にするな。
Do not worry too much about your previous actions.
君島公はたまたま君を標的に
How did he get targeted? Like it felt like pure chance that he found that thing.
You just happened to get targeted by Kimijima Ko.
もし君が奴の策略に引っかからなかったとしても、他の誰かが新たなターゲットになり、同じように君島レポートは拡散されていただろう。
If it was not you, it would have been someone else. And the Kimijima reports would have been released just the same.
でも
But
君島公はターゲットに俺を選んだ。
Kimijima Ko chose me as his target.
ミサネだってそれを知ってて君島公に味方した。
Misa-nee knew that, and yet she still partnered up with him. I chased her all this time. Misa-nee was always my goal. But she's...
帰らなくちゃ。
I need to go home.
種子島に帰らなくちゃ。
Back home to Tanegashima.
だが、その方法はどうするつもりだ？
And how exactly do you plan to do that?
わからないけどさ。
I don't know, but
今あのロケット発射を止められるのは俺だけなんでしょ。
right now, I'm the only one who could stop that rocket launch, right?
俺がなんとかしないと。
I need to do something. For some reason, a dry laugh escapes my mouth. I don't feel like I've been betrayed. This was all on me for placing my own expectations on her. And who knows? Maybe Misa-nee doesn't think she's betrayed us at all. The true identity of this emotions has been smoldering at the bottom of my heart.
悔しい。そうだよ。悔しいんだ。
I'm frustrated. Yeah, that makes more sense. I'm frustrated as hell. I worked so hard to catch up to her. I thought it was close. If I ran after her for just a little longer, I'd finally reach her.
What the? How is he gonna get back to her? This is completely insane. How is he gonna get back to Tanegashima? It feels like Frau and I have a better chance. Oh my god.
If I ran after her just a little longer, I'd finally reach her. And now that I'm finally here, I discovered she never thought of me as anything more than an NPC. One that outlived its use and was thrown away a long time ago. And that frustrates me to no end.
だから俺が止めてやる。
Which is why I'm gonna stop it.
そうしないと気が済まない。
If I don't, I'll never be able to move on.
気に食わない。
I can't stand this.
気に入らない。
I hate this.
やられたままで泣き寝入りなんてできないし。
I may have lost, but I refuse to give up. I'm frustrated. Hell, I'm pissed. And the only way for me to turn her around is to take my one chance and make a comeback.
君島公が敵だろうが味方だろうがどうでもいい。
I don't give a damn if Kimijima Ko is my ally or my enemy.
ミサネの真意もどうでもいい。
And I sure as hell don't give a damn about Misa-nee's true intentions.
勝負を仕掛けられたんだ。
They challenged me.
こっちを騙して知らないうちに勝負に持ち込まれてたんだ。
I got tricked and dragged into a match I didn't even know I was in.
Now he's acting like a true protagonist.
その売られた勝負、負けっぱなしじゃ終わらせられないでしょうか。
But now that I know they picked a fight with me, I'm not gonna just lie down and let them win.
これは全以上をかけた勝負でもあるから。
I'm putting everything on the line this time.
君は
You. When I glance over at Sawada, he looks genuinely surprised.
俺はどんな手を使ってでも島に戻る。
I'll do whatever it takes to get back to the island. Sawada quietly chuckles and shrugs his shoulders.
もし島に戻るつもりなら
Well, if you're planning on heading back,
それを持っていけ。
take that with you.
Oh my god, he's giving him a delusion driver.
Sawada points at a knapsack lit with an N4 device inside.
電磁波照射装置。
An electromagnetic wave irradiation device.
それ単体では役に立たない。スロットに専用のカートリッジを刺さなければ動かないだろう。
It is useless by itself. It will not activate without a special cartridge inserted into the slot.
だが、もし使えるようになれば大きな武器が。
Oh my god! Are they gonna dilute up gun barrel? Oh my god.
But if you do find a way to use it, you will have a powerful weapon in your arsenal.
相手も人間だ。電磁波をぶつければ何らかの
Yep!
力を見せられる可能性がある。
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's it. Oh, they're gonna dilute up gun barrel.
Remember, your enemy is human. If you hit them with the M waves, you could force them to see your illusions.
有効活用し
Make good use of it. Good use, huh? I pick up the knapsack and sling it over my shoulder. I then remove the handgun from my pocket and place it at Sawada's feet.
返すよ。俺のゲームには必要ないもんだから。
I'll be returning this. I have no use for that thing in my game.
そうか
I see. Sawada doesn't even look at the gun.
もし種子島に無事に戻れたなら
If you manage to get to Tanegashima in one piece,
コードネーム S ブラウンによろしく伝えておいてくれ
give codename S. Braun my regards.
S ブラウン。誰？
S. Braun? Who's that?
本名は私も知らない仲間の一人だがオンラインだけの付き合いでな
Ooh, yep. Well, we know who that is.
I do not know their real name. They are one of my comrades, but I only know them online.
君とも面識があると言っていた
They told me that they know you.
一応覚えとくよ。
I'll keep that in mind. After shooting him in response, I exit the expo arena without looking back. The sun's gone down.
Oh boy. Oh my god, I don't know. Should I stop here for now, or is there a good moment to stop coming up? Ah, jeez, I want to go a little more. I'll go a little more and see if there's another spot, a good spot coming up.
The sun's gone down. Even at night, the grand obelisk floats up in the darkness. The moon illuminating the night is thin and waning. This might be the quietest night I've ever seen in Tokyo. Is it because of the lack of cars? Until yesterday, the city was lit up to a dazzling degree, but there are almost no lights tonight. It's extremely dark out. That said, it's still brighter than Tanegashima at night.
There's a few lights here and there.
On the opposite shore, the heart of Tokyo's 23 wards looks darker than usual too. I wonder when this place will recover from the blackout. God, this is so frustrating. How much of Sawada's words were true, and how much of it was just his delusions? I can't sort it out right now. Sawada and Kimijima Ko. There's no way for me to check who's right and wrong. It's not like I can fix the blackout myself. I've been walking around Odaiba all night, trying to figure out my next move. It took me a while, but I concluded that I have to walk all the way to Haneda Airport. Compared to daytime, there are much fewer people walking around.
Did you forget about Akio?
Most people have been hiding indoors in places such as Expo Arena Sky, Fujisan TV, hotels, shopping malls, etc. In Odaiba, there was a clear distinction between who wanted to leave and who wanted to stay. Seems like most of the people who decide to leave headed in the direction of Harumi to reach the city center. Not being able to use a car is a pretty big deal. Cars on the road are all able to move normally, so almost all of them left Odaiba. I hardly see any left. The giant parking garages are something else, though. I guess the people who parked in there had to give up on getting their cars. The garages have electronic locks.
Oh, that sucks.
There are service robots blocking both the exits and entrances. They're oddly firm about it, so no one's getting in or out. I'm sure you could probably force your car through, but nobody's even tried. Are they just assuming it'd be impossible? I guess people are assuming that electronic devices are unusable because of the storm. Then cars would be too. This is absurd. There's still over 100,000 people in Odaiba. Not a single one of them thought to force their car through? Is this another effect of the propaganda? Back in the hotel room, Mr. Candy informs me that Akio is resting in our room.
アキちゃん、起きてる？
Aki-chan, are you awake? The door wasn't locked, so when I entered without knocking, I see Akio sitting on the bed, clutching her knees.
アキちゃん？
Aki-chan?
僕
Knock!
まあまあ、こんな時だから気にしないでよ。
Relax. Don't worry about that at a time like this.
カイごめん
Kai, I'm sorry. Akio's voice was barely audible.
今は出てってほしい
Right now, I want you to leave me alone.
なんで？
Why?
顔ぐしゃぐしゃだから
Because my face is a mess.
あんまり見られたくない
I don't want you to see me like this.
She's been like this ever since we left the expo arena. That said, I have no intention of doing as told. I'd start packing up my things from the corner of the room.
アキちゃんの気持ちはわかるよ。
I get how you feel, Aki-chan.
ミサ姉のことが大好きだったもんね。
I know how much you love Misa-nee.
そのミサ姉にさ、仲間と一緒に頑張って作ったロボットをぶっ壊されちゃったら、さすがにショックでかいでしょ。
And yet that same person destroyed the robot you worked so hard to build with your friends. You'd have to be crazy not to be torn up over this.
でも、そこで立ち止まっちゃったら、俺の知ってる無駄に前向きなアキちゃんじゃない。
But if you fall apart here, it wouldn't be like the ridiculously optimistic Aki-chan I know.
こういう時、いつものアキちゃんなら頑張れるセリフの一つでも叫んでさ、一層気合を入れ。
Times like this, the normal you would burst out a gun for a line. A blast of...
うちは全然ちっとも前向きなんかじゃない
That's not me! I'm not optimistic at all!
Akio raises her head and screams at me hysterically.
Oh god.
Her sharp glare pierces through me. I'm actually a little surprised. I've never seen Akio snap like
泣
this.
きたい時ぐらいしょっちゅうあるし
I wanna cry all the time!
お姉ちゃんに毎日電話かけたかったけど嫌われてるんじゃないかって思ったらかけれなかったし
I wanted to try calling Big Sis every single day! But I didn't because I was too afraid she'd hate me!
お姉ちゃんに会いに行くことだっていくらでもできたのにそうしなかったし
I could have gone to see her anytime I wanted, but I didn't!
怖かったの
I was scared!
怖かったんだよ
I was too scared!
ねえカイうちねお姉ちゃんに会うのがこの7年怖くて怖くて仕方なかったんだよ
Kai, For 7 years I've been scared to death of seeing my sister again.
お姉ちゃんが島から出ていくときに言われちゃったから
It's all because of what you said to me before she left the island.
あんたは所詮平凡なやつだって言われちゃったから
No matter what I do, I'll always be ordinary.
うちなんかお姉ちゃんにとってみれば出来の悪い鬱陶しい妹でしかないんだ
Yeah, that was an extremely hurtful thing of her to say. I could see, I was wondering why it didn't affect Akio, and now I can see that it did. I was always afraid Afraid that from her point of view, I was just a pathetic, annoying little sister.
Akio isn't even trying to hold back her tears anymore. How much has she cried today? Too much. Her eyes are swollen and red.
I should have never.
うち東京なんかに来なければよかった。
I should have never come to Tokyo.
ロボット作らなければよかった。
I should have never built that robot.
お姉ちゃんに会わなければよかった。
I should have never seen my sister.
夢なんて持たなければよかった。
I should have never had a dream.
アキちゃんはもう一度ミサ姉に会ってきちんと話を聞きたいって思わないわけ？
You don't want to see Misa-nee one more time? And tell her everything properly this time?
もう会いたくない。
I don't want to see her anymore.
会ったってどうせお姉ちゃんはうちのことなんて見てくれないよ。
And even if I did, she wouldn't even look at me.
もう無理だよ。
I just can't. Not anymore.
疲れちゃった。
I'm tired.
しばらく一人になりたい。
I want to be alone for a little while.
だったらお望み通りここで一人でメソメソしてればいい。
In that case, feel free to mope around as much as you want in here.
俺はアキちゃんに付き合うつもりはないけどね。
But I'm not gonna sit here and watch, Aki-chan.
ちょっとがっかりしたよ。
Quite frankly, I'm disappointed.
カイ、
Kai,
そんなこと言わないでよ。
don't say things like that.
I lift up my bag after I finish stuffing it full of the essentials.
俺は何としても島に戻る。
I'm gonna do whatever I can to get home.
Huh?
島に戻ってどうするつもり？
Oh, what are you gonna do?
ミサ姉は今種子島にいる可能性が高い。
It's very likely that Misa-nee is on Tanegashima right now.
そう。
No way.
もう一度ミサ姉に会うんだ。
I'm gonna go see her.
それじゃ。
Later.
Kai!
Akio panics and tumbles off the bed. But instead of helping her up, I immediately exit the room. Every minute, every second counts. First things first, I need to get to the airport. I tell Mr. Candy to take care of Akio. Then I leave the hotel and check my map. Quickest way to Haneda Airport is by riding the Aqualiner, but it's unfortunately out of service. By foot, I have 3 paths available to me. Route A, across the Rainbow Bridge, then I walk south along the coast from Shinagawa. However, the bridge is closed, so that won't work.
Check Twitter. Nothing new. Nothing new.
Route B, the Shudo Expressway Bayshore route via the Tokyo Bay Tunnel. It's the shortest route back to the island. It's a highway, so normally it'd be off limits to pedestrians. Considering it's closed for traffic right now, there won't be any cars. That could be my chance. Route C, from Aomie, I'll take the Tokyo Port Rinkai Tunnel, exiting out Hiwajima. It isn't a highway, but it isn't meant for pedestrians either.
一番わかりやすいルートで行こ
Let's go with the most obvious choice. Right below the bridge, I can see the Bayshore route surrounded in darkness. Be safe to assume it's dark inside the tunnel too.
Ooh, that sounds creepy.
Glad I brought a flashlight with me.
カイ、待って。
Kai, wait!
Akio comes chasing after me. When she catches up, she grabs onto my arm and clings to it.
ねえ、待ってよ。
Hey, wait!
一人でどう うやって島に戻るの？
How are you gonna get back to the island alone?
とりあえず羽田まで行く。後のことはそれから考える。
First, I need to get to Haneda. I'll figure things out from there.
歩けば3時間ぐらいあればたどり着けるみたいだし。
It'll take me about 3 hours to get there on foot.
でもだって飛行機飛んでないよ。
But there aren't any planes flying.
もしかしたら突然鹿児島行きの便が復活したりするかもしれない。
Who knows? Maybe flights to Kagoshima will suddenly get restored.
鹿児島じゃなくてもいい。九州のどこかまで行けるならきっとなんとかなる。
It doesn't have to be Kagoshima. I'm fine with anywhere on Kyushu.
とにかく何としてでもミサ姉に会わなくちゃならないんだ。
Either way, I have to go see Misa-nee, no matter what it takes.
アキちゃんも読んだでしょ、君島レポート。
Aki-chan, you read them too, right? The Kimijima reports?
あそこに書かれてたプロジェクトアトム。
You know about Project Atum.
ミサ姉は今まさにそれを実行しようとしてるかもしれないんだ。
It's possible that Misa-nee is in the process of making that into reality.
TNSC のロケットを悪いことに使って50億人を殺そうとしてるんだよ。
She's trying to use a TNSC rocket to kill 5 billion people. Akio's eyes widen as she shakes her head in denial. I grab her by the shoulders and look her straight in the eyes.
そしてそれを知ってるのは今のところ俺たちだけなんだよ。
Right now, we're the only ones in the world who know that.
だから俺は島に行く。
That's why I'm going to the island.
カイは
Kai.
お姉ちゃんのこと好きなの？
Whoa. Whoa. Do you love my big sis?
What the hell? Is this really the time or place for this?
Yeah, seriously.
Why would she suddenly ask me that now of all times? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
あ、好きだったよ。
Probably after this section ends. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I used to.
Yeah, he's admitting his crush.
After I say that, I pull Aki in close.
でもそれは理由じゃない。
But that's not why I'm doing this.
世界を救うためとかそんな大それた理由でもない。
I'm not even doing this to save the world.
もっとストイックでくだらない理由さ。
It's a lot more selfish and trivial than that.
俺はミサ姉との勝負にケリをつけに行くんだ。
I'm going so I can settle things with Misa-nee.
勝負に蹴りってどういう？
Subtle things? What do you mean?
勝負なんだよこれは。俺にとってはね。
This is a match. To me, that is.
初戦は俺の負けだった。まんまとしてやられた。
I lost the first round. Pretty badly at that.
ここまでコケにされたらさ、黙ってられないでしょ。
But I refuse to sit here and let her mock me any longer. I was always the one doing the chasing. I was determined to surpass her. And reaching the top would mean that I finally did. I am who I am now because I believed that. I spent my entire life chasing after this distant goal, never thinking of anything else.
勝ち逃げなんて許さない。
I'm not gonna let her quit while she's ahead.
50億人を殺す前にもう一度ミサ姉には勝負してもらう。
Before she kills 5 billion people, I'm gonna make her face me in one more match.
そこで勝てば俺が全一だ。
And if I win, I'll be the best in the world.
Kai.
アキちゃんはどう？
What about you, Aki-chan?
ミサ姉にやられっぱなしでいいの？
Are you okay with losing to Misa-nee?
ミサ姉を人類史上最悪の虐殺者にしちゃってもいいわけ？
Are you gonna let her become the worst mass murderer in human history?
50億人とかそんなの？
5 billion people. That's
多すぎるよ。
too much for me.
I can feel Akio's back trembling.
うちらみたいなのが背負えるものじゃない。
This isn't a burden we can carry.
ねえ、カイ。カイが一人で頑張ってもどうにもならないよ。
Hey Kai, no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to do anything about this.
もうやめよう。
Just stop.
安全になるまでここでじっとしてようよ。
Look, it's just stay here until it's safe.
Akio's still down for the count. Probably take her a while longer before she gets back on her feet. Looks like I'll have to leave her here. Huh? What was that? The sound comes through the silence and assaults my eardrums, getting closer as it continues to screech. Is that the shriek of car tires? For long, I see a light coming from deep inside Tokyo Bay Tunnel.
A car! Oh my god, I bet it's Michi.
It's a pair of headlights. A single car is flying through the tunnel at breakneck speed. Wait, if they can give me a ride, then maybe I can get to Haneda that way. I let go of Akio and peer down underneath the bridge. I'm reaching for the tunnel. There's an ugly rundown white station wagon. It jostles and shakes violently as it zooms along, before it randomly screeches to a stop in the middle of the road, almost directly below me. Driver's side door opens. With all the highway lights off, I can't make out the person from the top of the bridge.
すいません。
Excuse me!
羽田空港まで乗せてってくれませんか。
Could you give me a ride to Haneda Airport? I make the request knowing full well that they might say no.
なんだもしかしてヤシオと背宮
I
妹だ
knew it.
What the? Is that Yashio and little Senamiya?
The driver somehow identifies us by name.
いいかお前ら先生はな車で猛スピードを出すとまっすぐ走れないこれ豆知識な
Listen up, you guys. I can't drive straight while I'm going that fast. That's a pro tip.
That definitely doesn't qualify as a pro tip. Hey, wait a second!
ミッチ
Michi! I strained my eyes. The figure steps in front of the headlights. I'd know that squarehead anywhere. There's no mistake. The man that appears before us in all his tracksuit glory is the very same delinquent teacher we couldn't get in touch with for the life of us.
おじきを呼んでこい島に戻るぜ
Go get my uncle. We're heading home.
As he said that, Michi shot me a thumbs up, as if to tell me he already knows everything.
しっかりとやってろ
Hold on tight.
Oh my god, this is hilarious.
.658cc four-cylinder engine roars.
Look at him, Mr. Candy's right there. Oh my god.
The Ariake Junction enters the Rainbow Bridge as the crossing gate down. And Michi is charging straight for it.
ぶつかる
We're gonna crash!
緊急事態だ構えやしねえよ
This is an emergency. To hell with the rules.
Uh-oh.
ボインボインじゃん。
Rock, 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 John.
He's totally ignoring traffic laws. Michi smashes into the gate without even touching the brakes, and the car bursts right through it. Just like that, we've illegally broken into the closed-off Odaiba line.
むちゃくちゃすぎるよミッチ
This is insane, Michi!
だがインパクトは抜群じゃ
But I'll be damned if this isn't jam-packed with impact.
いやなんで楽しんでるんですか
Wait, why are you enjoying this? And wait, isn't the Rainbow Bridge closed? Is this even remotely safe?
気持ち悪い。ミッチ、もっと優しく。
I'm gonna be sick. Michi, slow down.
何言ってんだ先生はちゃんと法定速度守ってるぞ
What are you talking about? I'm following the speed limit perfectly.
The fact that his driving is so messed up despite going the speed limit is actually kind of impressive. We've been jerking left and right in our seats the entire time! At last I see the rainbow bridge stretching out in front of us. None of the lights are on. Even the aircraft warning lights are off, leaving the bridge completely shrouded in darkness.
Say, Mitsuhiko, where exactly are you going?
羽田じゃないの
Aren't we going to Haneda?
羽田なら逆方向だの。
Haneda is in the complete opposite direction.
どうせ羽田に行ったって飛行機は飛んでねえだろ。
Even if we get there, the planes aren't flying.
ちなみに東京には羽田と成田飛行場が2つしかないと思ってねえか。
Hold
そんなこ
on.
とはねえんだぜ。俺豆な。
Did you think that Haneda and Narita were the only airports in Tokyo? They're not. That's a pro tip.
向かってんのはな調布だよ調布。
We're on to Chofu! Chofu!
調布空港そこ有名
Chofu Airport? Is it famous or something?
東京住んでる人でもほとんど知らねえんじゃないか。
Nope. Most people in Tokyo don't probably know about it.
ちょっとミッチーさ本当にその空港存在するわけ
Wait, Michi, does that airport really exist?
するさ。
It does, young one.
Michi grips the steering wheel and grins.
ちなみにその空港に隣接してる施設な。こいつが重要だ。特別に教えてやるから覚えとけ。
By the way, there's a facility right next to it. That's some big stuff, but I'll fill you in just this once.
JAXA 調布航空宇宙センターってんだ。
It's the JAXA Chofu Space Center.
Huh?
これも豆知識だ。
Consider that a pro tip too.
The engine's noises grow louder. Before I can even connect the dots, we're already at the end of the Rainbow Bridge. The car's tires screech against the asphalt as we slip past the junction and merge onto the circular off-ramp. It took us an almost unbearable amount of time to get to Chofu. There weren't any other cars on the road, but there wasn't a single street light on, which transformed the roads into a dark labyrinth. Thanks to that, Michi ended up taking wrong turn after wrong turn. Oh my god. Took us nearly 2 hours to reach the Chofu interchange. Chofu Airport only has a single runway. Well, it's probably several times longer than the old Tanegashima Airport. It doesn't feel that way thanks to the darkness. I bet that's where they'll probably land. There are several small aircraft parked on the airport apron. Most of them look like Cessna planes. Don't tell me we're gonna head to Tanegashima in a Cessna! I'm gonna puke. I can't check Twitter, by the way, Liz. Okio's a complete mess thanks to Michi's unmatched driving skills. She already wasn't doing so hot, and now she looks like a total zombie. I lend her a shoulder and she desperately clings to me for support.
こっちだ。
This way.
Michi leads the way and we find a single propeller plane, parked close to the runway. I just want to get to the end of this section.
これは種子島で運行しとるのと同型機じゃの。
I'll stop when they like get on the plane and stuff. Really, right here? All right, if you insist.
Well, would you look at that? Same type of plane used for flights to Tanegashima.
Sure. All right. This is the kind of plane that his dad flies. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm taking your advice. We'll stop here. I was hoping to get to the next chapter. But I guess we'll do that next time, hopefully. Oh my god. Alright, you guys, so until then. Oh my god, we covered a lot of ground. But yeah, until next time, I will say, oh my god, seriously, wow, the plot is kicked into full gear. Oh my god, woo! I think it might take 4 more streams to finish the game, just based on the things I've heard. That's just what I'm estimating. So yeah, we'll finish page 5, I think. And all right, you guys. Until then, I will say, like, seriously, oh my god, I really, wowzers. So yeah, on Sunday, we will continue. I really want to get, you think 2 or 3, you think that's short, eh, Liz? Okay. Well, we'll see what's gonna happen. But for real this time, until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.